Deep in Appalachia's holler where the mountain's secrets lie, we're a ragtag crew of retro heroes with video dreams held high. From arcade quarters to late night flicks, we're geared for fun and flair. The 8-bit hillbillies are here, mischief riding on the air. G4GS with bourbon in hand, tossing movie quotes on the fly. 6-inch turkeys itching for a scrap, ready to stir up the fight. Jan Argan holds ancient lore, guiding us through pixel night. Zesty Buffalo, the charming outlaw, sets the arcade aglow. With a spark that never dies, Obage old laser sword in hand, prepping for Tuesday's glow. We slash through digital dungeons and soar past sci-fi heights. In our pixel paradise, we roam from dusk till early light. We're the 8-bit hillbillies, and we're ready for the show.
Boom.
I'm hoping you can hear me because I was having some trouble with my microphone.
No, you were good. You literally muted like 1 second before it went live, so
Okay.
you were good. You were good. No, it was good and quiet.
Fighting for my life.
Coming out swinging with 6 on Rumble, 1 on YouTube. Off to a good start. Welcome everyone to season 4, episode 1.
Season 4.
Links. Do we have links?
They are on Facebook now for both YouTube and Rumble, off of the 8-Bit Hillbilly page.
That's the wrong thing.
And that's the Rumble one. I see the Rumble one.
I just posted the Hillbilly one, or the YouTube one. Should be there.
Let me refresh.
So yeah, here we go. Coming out swinging. Yeah, the Star Wars episode. We have been
in January.
Well, and oddly enough, live from the planet Hoth tonight.
Yeah,
with
Hoth Light.
Well, yeah, Hoth Light.
Not as bad as it's going to be.
They said 15 inches. We got what, a dusting?
We got, yeah. Well, I mean, it was kind of a dusting, and then all of a sudden, it turned into a
layer of ice.
Yeah,
it
just
just turned into a layer of ice. It started sleeting and carrying on earlier, and then the temperature is stupid cold outside. So I don't see how it's even raining right now. Just to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
It said it was supposed to be high 30s by the end of the night, which is what's crazy to me.
They didn't know what it was going to do.
There was gonna
Yeah.
be a warm nose.
So
what they kept saying on the weather stuff. I don't know the guy personally, but I've been watching this guy called Ryan Hall, y'all, and he's from up in Kentucky, and he does a pretty dang good job on YouTube of kind of laying out the weather so you can follow it. So he's probably live right now, still going through the mess.
Whatever this was that sort of kind of hit us.
Supposedly, Texas shut down like 140 counties or something like that, or we're putting them in lockdown or whatever.
Oh, good.
I was like, good for them.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way early. Like, share, and subscribe if you are here.
Look at that banner.
I know, it's fancy. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. There's your reminder. Yeah, coming out swinging with the often talked about Star Wars episode. We're finally here. If you've been watching us any amount of time, you know, we've kind of alluded to some thoughts about Star Wars, its current shape, and we've always kind of put that one back in the box. And this week, past 2 weeks, it's finally it's felt like it's time. It felt like it was finally time to approach this topic. So yeah, we're gonna dive into it. My line of thinking, because there's a place we all want to go, but we're not going to do it yet. We're going to wait.
We're gonna wait
I think
because we
you
don't
want to
wanna
go
get
there
flagged.
more than any of us.
I want to go there so bad.
I'm pretty sure Joey.
We don't want to be flagged
wins
yet.
that award. Old Jedi Obi Joe probably wins that award.
Yeah.
If I was gonna go out on a limb, I'd say.
But I feel like it's better if we come out and we give, people understand our history with the franchise, and maybe kind of help a little bit of why it's so important to us, why it matters, why we love Star Wars, or at least used to love Star Wars, or a form of Star Wars. But yeah,
Or a form that we still do love and a form that we don't.
What counts and what doesn't count. Because some of it absolutely does not count. Yeah, so let's dive into it. Who wants to go first? How did you get started? What was Star Wars? How did you discover it? What how did you get there?
Well, I guess between me and old Obi Joe there, we're of the group, we're the oldest. Just in case y'all didn't know that, anybody that's watching of this group here. And I don't know about Joe, but for me, I actually went and watched not the whole original trilogy, obviously, because I wasn't old enough, but I did see the Return of the Jedi in theaters. And that one was so I kind of did it kind of backwards. So I started on the Return of the Jedi, and then went back and watched A New Hope, and then Empire. So it was kind of a bass backwards kind of way of doing it. But I was young, I was little, and the Ewoks were amazeballs. So I mean, it was big fun for me.
Cannibalistic little bastards.
Originally they were supposed to be Wookiees. It was going to be Wookiees.
Originally they were, and then they opted for bringing in a bunch of midgets and putting them. I'm sorry, little people,
in teddy bear suits.
They opted for bringing a bunch of people and putting them in teddy bear suits.
Well, I mean, they actually gave a lot of jobs to little people back in that time.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did, which was a really, really good thing because the fellow that played in Willow,
Warwick Davis.
Yep. That's where he got his start.
Which is also another Lucasfilm movie.
Yes,
so it comes from that camp of originality.
Probably need to spend a little time on Willow sometime. Not tonight.
Absolutely, yeah, not tonight. But yeah.
Well, R2D2 had a little person in it too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Kenny Baker.
Yeah, he was actually kind of cool. He was a nice guy.
I was about to say he's passed now too, isn't it? It's like the only ones that are still alive are Luke and Han, right?
No,
Boba Fett's still here.
Boba Fett. Isn't C-3PO still here?
Yeah, Anthony Daniels.
Anthony Daniels still
alive.
alive.
Daniels is still here.
Yeah.
All right, let's not segue too hard.
Yeah.
I'm keeping you on task tonight, Connor.
You can try.
That's a tall order.
I will mute you.
That's a challenge.
Rude.
No, all good. Hey, no, we'll get there. We will, but I really I kind of want to lay the foundation. So no, keep going, Jeremy.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm looking in the chat right now, and they had looks like Alan's in there, and he said since the '80s, and that's really kind of the same for me. I mean, we had Star Wars toys, which was a big thing. We had a B-wing fighter, which was really really freaking cool. Um, and then at one point, and I think it got trashed, unfortunately, which makes me very very sad. But we had a Millennium Falcon, um, and of course, but I mean, we played with them. I mean, we used them, and had we known what we know now, obviously that would not have been the case. But you know,
I don't know if that would have stopped us.
no, probably not. That's like I found one of our original G1 Optimus Prime. Well, digging through stuff over at my mom and dad's house over New Year's, actually, and went up there and was digging around, and I found my old Turtle blimp, and then I found my G1 Optimus Prime. Didn't find the trailer, but I think I know where it might be. But he still has his fists. Doesn't have the gun, but he still has his fist in his chest, which is pretty cool. But that poor guy's kind of floppy. He don't stay in position quite as well as he used to.
We're still talking about Optimus Prime, right?
Yes. Optimus Prime. That's exactly right. That's what we're talking about. So, but yeah, so original trilogy, which I gotta say, in Empire, when they freeze Han, and there's lots of stuff going on with Luke, and he goes into the dark cave, the dark side of the Force, where it dwells in the cave. Why the dark side just decided to dwell in that cave, I have no idea, but it did, and Darth Vader was in there, and that scared the ever living bejesus out of me when I was little.
It didn't do wonders for me either.
It was just the thing of two is like, he's doing battle with this the big bad of the series, and he cuts his head off, and then the mask blows up, and it's his face.
It's his own head.
Yeah, it's his own head. He just cut his own head off, and so it was kind of freaky deaky, and everybody was just like, ah, and I was like, oh my gosh, and so yeah, so that one, and Yoda didn't really help. He was not very helpful.
He was a tough teacher.
He was not. I mean, yeah, he was. He was not helpful at all. Like, he was like, yeah, you go in there, but you gonna regret it. I'm just kind of like, okay, well, have fun. I ain't gonna stop you. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. And poor old Luke goes in there and basically gets his crap wrecked out, almost. But I don't know. I think too, he was kind of built him up a little bit, because here he beat this alternate Darth Vader in this cave, and then when he actually runs into Darth Vader at the end of the movie, Darth Vader just kicked crap out of him, nonchalantly too. So, but yeah, so first movie was Ewoks. The second movie, I think, actually was more Ewoks, because there was an Ewok movie.
Yep.
And then it was New Hope.
You took it a very interesting journey.
Yep. A bunch of small teddy bear people who eat things that they don't understand.
Beat Chihuahua.
Yep.
Well, my
Oh,
memory
that's all right.
is
C-3PO's
is
a
bad.
god in their eyes.
My memory is bad. I don't remember going to the theater to see those. I remember watching the Ewok movie. I do remember that. And I'm sure I played with the toys. I'm sure we had the toys. But I didn't get back into it until they re-released it into the theaters when they brought the original trilogy back in.
Okay.
That's when I got back into it, and that's when the collection started and everything kind of snowballed from there.
Because you had an extensive collection. I think you definitely put all of us to shame.
I still have. It is currently in tubs and boxes and stuff in the apartment. Eventually, it will get back out. In the heyday, when I had the house, when I was living in Knoxville at the house, I had a buddy move in after I bought the house because he'd sold his condo. When he moved out, I had gotten the puppy. So I left the room was closed because she wasn't allowed in there because that's where she went to the bathroom. So it went for like 2 or 3 months. I was in there like once every couple weeks. Like, this room is useless to me. So we all went out to dinner, and I had decided I might want to take the wall out. Went to Ruby Tuesdays. I had like 8, 9, 10 glasses of Coke. I got home from dinner and ripped out the wall. And then framed up the wall. And then started mudding the wall. Like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I have to go to bed. And I was completely wide awake and wired.
Did you drink Coke or do
Drink
Coke?
A lot of glasses.
Kind of where I'm at with that is, and when you say Coke,
Right?
No, it was a lot of Coke.
Are we saying this?
Those Cokes. Yeah. Lots and lots. The lady just kept filling my glass. And that was one of the only times that caffeine has actually had that much of an effect on me. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was debating mudding the opening. But eventually it turned into a 2-bedroom Star Wars room. It was my office. So the entire walls were covered in all of the figurines in the boxes, shelves across the ceiling with all the stuff, multiple bookshelves, dressers, you name it. With 2 full rooms of Star Wars. It's worse now. I actually have significantly more. I have all the Master Replica stuff, the really nice metal sabers.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
a lot of money in that.
Those were expensive even back before everything was expensive.
They were very expensive.
Yeah, they were.
Eventually, it'll come back. But that's where I got back into it, was when they re-released them. When they did the prequels, I was in college. I had a break in between classes. I think it was in college. I don't remember. It was college or work. But I had a break. So I went to Walmart and to go pick up the figures, added to the collection. And they had it. It was all roped off, and you weren't allowed to buy them until a certain time of the day. So I went in between that window. There was nobody there. I just walked up and taken all the things off the shelf, and every time I would pick one up, this dude standing on a giant ladder was taking pictures. Like, pick up thing, click, 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 pick up another one, click, 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 click. After like 4 or 5, I stopped. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh, we're taking pictures for the paper. I'm like, oh, well, that's fine.
Totally not a weirdo.
Yeah.
What was it you told me? What was it you told me earlier today when I walked up behind you at the store? That's a good way to get shot, Jeremy.
You get shot. I didn't carry back then. Too young. But yeah, so the next day, I went to work, and Dad came in. He's like, "So, why are you in the paper?" I'm like, what? He got the paper on the front page of the paper. It was a big thing about Star Wars, and it was me pulling things off the shelf at the Walmart. Like, that's kind of cool. I went across to the gas station and bought like 4 or 5 more of them. I got a framed one at the apartment.
Nice.
It's up on the wall.
Okay. You need to take a picture of that next time. I'd like to see that. That's
I'll have to send that
right.
over.
When it gets to my turn, I have my own when episode 1 toys came out story. So yeah, not as cool. But...
My truck license plate says "Use the Force." My Forerunner license plate says "Force be with you." And Star Wars is now dead to me. Disney murdered it.
And that's where we're going tonight. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's
coming.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Janigan. We'll just go top to bottom here.
Yeah, I've been racking my brain on what I can say on this, and I still haven't really came up with much to say on it. I mean, most of my exposure as a kid came from just watching it when it came on TV at home. I can remember when they came on, and um, Dad would be in the in the den more than anyone, myself, and we had Star Wars going. And one of my prime memories is on Dagobah when R2 gets swallowed up by that creature in the lagoon and gets spit back out, and he makes that "whoa" sound as he gets spit out.
Wilhelm scream.
I remember as a kid just laughing at that hysterically, and Dad's like, "You like that, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah, that was pretty good." Uh, but I can remember them coming on TV. Um, Even as a kid, most kids would wander off if they're playing with things. I would play in front of the TV. I mean, still it going. Not many movies did that, where I would just stay right there in front of the TV while it was going. Um, Never got to see him in the theater. Not that I can recall or recollect anyway. But I do recall having at one point a Boba Fett figure. It was a mail-in Boba Fett figure. I don't know how I got it. I don't know or remember when I got it. I don't remember know or how who. I don't. I don't. I just remember knowing and remember having it. Where it went from here, I don't know because I don't really know that I knew what it was then. If any of that I just said makes sense. I didn't know what I had. It's a figure. He's got a little missile that shoots out of his back. Pew! Yay! I, to me, it could have been a GI Joe because
Yeah.
Kenner and Hasbro had that thing going on. Hasbro with GI Joes, Kenner with their Star Wars figures, and I mean it was a battle because that was my primary collection thing back then was GI Joe. Um, so Boba Fett probably got his ass kicked by Duke a lot. I don't know. Um, but I don't know where it was or where it went. But the thing is I remembered enough of it from my childhood to recall Star Wars, to want to continue to watch it, to pursue it, to learn about it. I got real deep into the lore. I learned things that were just obscure, like what does TIE stand for in TIE Fighter? Twin Ion Engine. You know, the A wings, the B wings, the Y wings, the X wings, what all the different shapes were, what the Carillion Corvette was, what the different types of Star Destroyer areas, so all these things just, I this is the stuff that kept me from learning things in school because I was learning the things I shouldn't.
That's what filled up our memory cards back then.
Right. So it just grabbed a hold of me and never let go. As far as collections go, I mean, I've got a C-3PO signed by Anthony Daniels on my wall. That's pretty much the extent of it. Uh, I've got a few of I remember the Force Unleashed statue figurines that they would release. I have an Asajj
That's
Ventress.
sick.
I've got an Anakin Skywalker. I've got Emperor Palpatine. They decorated my desk at work for the longest time when I was a coach at a company that I shall not name because they're pieces of shit. And
Oh, free
it's
advertising.
something that has it is something that's just been ingrained into me. Jedi lore, Jedi beliefs, what they followed and what kind of lifestyles that they lived. Um, I actually got into so far deep into it to where George Lucas actually was using samurai traditions and Christian like traditions to help build what the Jedi were and what the Sith were. So I really delved into these things and studied into these things and learned about it. That Star Wars campaign that you ran for the longest time, or for many many longs ago, the Jedi that I built a badass Jedi. You cannot deny it. So yeah, Star Wars was deeply ingrained into me. I'm going to go as far as to say that it still is. because there is a form of Star Wars out there that I still love. There's a form of Star Wars out there that I think could potentially come around the corner. It just, what are they going to do with it? I'm not going to give up hope. Episode 4, A New Hope. Maybe that's what we've got coming. We'll see. There you are.
All right. So I'm next. And now we're trending even further down the younger side, where the possibility of having seen these originally in the theaters just doesn't.
I'm just 2 years behind 6-inch and Obi-Joe, and then you're a little behind me. Sorry.
I was born a month after Return of the Jedi hit theaters. So my initial exposure and intro, and actually I can tell you, is very similar to Germs, and that's that's cat butt on Germs feet.
Hey, George.
This is Velcro.
Velcro George.
Yep, Velcro George.
There you go.
Velcro George.
It's a nice cat.
I knew he was coming. That's when you see me lean over. I knew he was coming up. He's going to try to jump across my keyboard too, and probably knock me off the stream. If that happens, you'll know.
So anyway, I kind of took the reverse approach that 6-inch took. I will never forget. And it was either ABC, CBS. What's the other one of the big three? It was one of those, and used to, how they do a Sunday night movie. And every so often they do Return of the Jedi. And so I can remember sitting and starting Return of the Jedi. First time I'd ever seen it, been exposed to it. Of course, having the foundation already of Masters of the Universe, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, all of those key, loving those types of stories and elements, and just science fiction and fantasy and all of that. I was just immediately glued to it. Especially, Returns, opening, on the Death Star and Vader and the ships and all of that. And so actually, I went probably a year or two. I only made it as far as almost to the end of where they free Han and they kill Jabba. Because y'all know this, television back then, you'd get about 10 minutes of movie and then 15 of freaking commercials.
Yep.
So, it took a while to get to the point that they finished off Jabba and were ready to go on with the rest of the movie. Typically about the time it was time for me to go to bed. Because Sunday's a school night. So, eventually I did finish Return, and then kind of everything else kind of fell into place after that. With that original re-release, I think it was like the THX widescreen edition versions of the movies. It had Vader, Yoda, and I cannot remember the third one on the cover. It was just like half of their face, and it was a black box.
I think it was a stormtrooper.
Was it a stormtrooper? Yeah.
It was Lando.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
So that was my first actual ownership of them, to sit and watch them all and go through them. And then what kept it going for me was the LucasArts games. So I had the original trilogy for Super Nintendo. I get my first PC, and I'm wearing out X-Wing versus
Rogue
TIE Fighter
Squadron.
and TIE Fighter. And, you get in the N64 era, Rogue Squadron,
man.
and Shadows of the Empire. and then of course, like OBJ said, here come the special editions, and it was just like jacked up on steroids, buying all the toys. And I was so mad. So we were on our band trip in New York City. That spring that the episode 1 toys come out. That April/May when they were about to release them. And at that point in time, FAO Schwartz had a legendary Star Wars section. And they had it shut down to get ready for that release. So not only did I miss the episode 1 toys, I didn't even get to see the old school like FAO Schwartz setup because they had it locked off in preparation for that. I was so mad. If memory serves me right, I think they had like a giant like AT8 or ATST in there, I think. I mean, they had a lot of stuff, like just a big display and everything to just add to it. And then, yeah, of course, from there on into the prequels, and spent basically a whole night in front of a Target after a midnight at a Toys R Us for episode 3. Yeah, you were there too on those figure releases.
Yeah,
I think I was.
I think I got 3 copies of that Vader.
The Lava Edition Vader.
Lava Edition Vader and the Yoda.
Yeah. Because me and Shag, we were at the Clinton Highway Target, and we got our ticket for that Vader, and we're sitting there, and they gave them out super early. Yeah. They're like, well, you guys can go wait in your car or whatnot. And we're like, okay. And then me and Shag were sitting there, and it's like, we can make it to that Fountain City Target real quick. We could score 2 of these. And we did. They ended up being worthless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Figures.
All right, Zesty, you're up.
Oh, Lord. So I don't have near the history with it, but
because you're still a baby.
Well, you know what? Just for that comment, I'm gonna make you feel older than dirt. You want to know when when the Phantom Menace came out? Take a guess. You probably were there for it.
I was.
Yep.
He wasn't.
Came out in 1999, a year before I was even born.
Like I said, he's still a baby.
But I'll tell you this. So I remember we had the box set for the prequels. And I remember watching all 3 of them and getting to the end of the 3rd episode and being absolutely devastated. Like, everybody's dead, all these cool characters, and it's like just watching it was absolutely mortifying as a 6 or 7 year old. But funny enough, my actual like true intro to like Star Wars, I remember getting the opportunity to play Lego Star Wars. I don't even remember where it was, but I remember playing Lego Star Wars, and that was like my true intro to the series.
You played it at our house.
Probably, but I also remember playing it at church a lot, and so
I'm almost positive that because Kelly.
Oh, there's our surprise special guest for the night. In his first appearance, the latest hillbilly to join us, the illustrious Shag.
His mic ain't working, I don't think.
Say something, Shag.
He wasn't here for the pre-stuff. He's got to get it to work.
Yeah, I was still operating under the 10 o'clock time.
Oh.
Until I checked my phone.
Oh.
I thought you might have been operating on the 6-7.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm going to leave.
And then Shag promptly leaves the
Goodbye.
But I remember watching the prequels because that was like how I really got to watch Star Wars. I think I watched like you did, Ronnie. I watched like Hoth 16 to 17 times. Like just the Hoth scene. in the second movie.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
I remember watching that freaking part of the movie so many times because it would pop on TV, and then I'd have to go to bed.
You understand my pain. It's it's all good.
It wasn't until I was probably in my teens before I actually saw all three of the original movies back to back. But I remember watching the prequels over and over again. And I always my two favorite characters were always Darth Maul and Yoda. Those were my two favorites. And Darth Maul dies in the first movie, or well, dies in quotes.
Die.
Yes,
he got better.
One of the Star Wars deaths.
He got turned
at
into a
You're
spider
up, you got better.
and ended up on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. But I remember seeing something somebody brought up, and it only made me love Darth Maul's character even more. Was when they're escaping Tatooine with Anakin, Darth Maul had no idea who Anakin was. He just saw a kid and immediately was like, "I'm gonna kill that kid." he just saw a child and was immediately like, "I'm gonna kill that kid."
It volumes. But that kid in particular.
It's a rite of passage for Sith to kill younglings, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, straight up, he tried to run Anakin over.
You're killing everybody up here tonight.
30 minutes of the movie, Anakin almost died to Darth Maul.
And boy, had to change the trajectory of everything, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's just so funny to me. But it's only made me love Darth Maul's character that much more, just because it's so stupid. But I remember, and that was the other one, was I remember going over to my cousin's house and playing The Force Unleashed, and every time I got to play it, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Especially getting to shoot like force lightning and all that crap. That was a blast as like a little kid.
It was a fantastic game.
Yeah, we played it on the Wii. I remember.
Well, I think that's what you played Lego Star Wars on.
Yeah.
Also, honestly, a fantastic game for being Lego. It was very spot on
the original trilogy.
To the original trilogy. It wasn't even the prequels. Like, it was a great, fun way to walk through the whole story, but it was Legos. I mean, it was a good game.
I remember feeling like an idiot though all the time playing those games because I was like, "Why does this not work?"
They're like, way more complicated than they appear to be.
Yeah, especially because it's like you would think they were designed for children. Apparently not.
Or we're too old to. They really are designed for like young kids, and we're
overthinking
way too old to understand that. Yeah, overthinking it.
All right, Shag. Let's hear what we're doing. Is we're kind of going over.
Shag. By the way,
how did we get introduced to Star Wars? How did it start? We're kind of letting that be our base to kind of establish, obviously why it's important to us before we eventually get to a certain Bash Fest that's coming later in this episode.
Which I'm looking very forward to.
It's going to be a blast. But no, how did you, from your recollection, how'd you get into Star Wars? How did it start?
Star Wars literally was my babysitter. Mom and Dad would sit me in front of A New Hope. Back then, it wasn't called A New Hope. It was just Star Wars.
It was just Star Wars.
It was just Star Wars. They would sit me down in front of Star Wars, and I would watch it, and I would be quiet the whole time. I was completely enthralled with what was going on. So it was my babysitter growing up.
That actually explains a lot.
It explains a whole lot, including how I'm dressed. I'm still that 4 or 5-year-old kid.
As we should be. I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah,
I mean, you want it to be for a franchise you grow up with, and
because I feel if you lose that magic, then you get what we have now. And that's exactly why we're in this situation.
Yeah. We're going to get there. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. But that kind of set me off on a trajectory of, all the movies, all the games. Wasn't too much into the toys. I mean, I got a few of them. I heard you talking about the lava vaders and us camping out all night for that. That was an awesome night.
That was core memories, man. We had such a blast. I'll never forget that. I mean,
yeah, because
we stopped a love of Star Wars.
Yeah, we stopped at that one target, Clinton Highway, and I think we got the Vader then. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then we went over to the other target, and they weren't releasing it until 5 a.m. So we're like, we'll just hang out.
Yeah.
And we did.
And all that after the midnight release at Toys R Us.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun night. I will always remember that. But yeah, that's, we need to have franchises like Star Wars in order to make memories like that, right?
Yeah. Like that core element is man, it's dying across so many franchises now.
It is, yeah. We won't even go into Star Trek. I mean, that's another podcast.
Murdered.
Yeah.
A whole different thing.
Dying, murdered, life support.
They're doing something to the corpse.
Stop it! He's dead already.
But
wow,
which is sad. Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I really liked those the movies where they rebooted it, where like Spock went back in time. Those were actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, those did more harm than good. But
really,
yeah,
yep.
I disagree. I think those were a lot of fun. Those were good movies.
Yeah. Anyway, to bring it back to Star Wars, I'm still doing stuff with the 501st unofficially because we have no rebel faction here. So I'm the only good guy that goes in troops with them. So I just run around in costume and they let me swing a lightsaber around.
But you're still a noob.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm surrounded by Empire and I'm the only Jedi. So it creates some interesting banter. But I know this is a franchise that people still love. Because recently at the Knoxville Symphony, they had Return of the Jedi playing with the symphony orchestra. And it was a sold-out show. Everyone was getting pictures, seeing us in costume. It was, the magic is still there. It just needs better stewards to push it forward. I mean, the magic's still there, and it's fans like us that'll keep it going.
And it's going to take some really strong command decisions to course correct it.
Yeah.
But okay. So that's it. I just wanted to say anything else you want to add as far as like the progression, how it's, I mean, I think largely we all lined up, waited 12 hours to see the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Each release.
All the stuff that you guys have been talking about, because I signed in a little bit early and listened to some of the stories, and I share a lot of those stories too. Like we went through the same midnight releases. We went to the same toy releases. We all saw the movies multiple times.
The prequels were actually where we started really watching the movies together.
Yeah.
And we all came together. That's the ones that Joey showed up to, I think.
Jerem, do you remember at Tinseltown, you had that Darth Vader mask? I think you borrowed it from somebody, and you were walking around as Bubba Vader.
No, I did not borrow that from somebody.
That was yours?
I bought that at Target.
I wasn't sure where you got it, but
and I was Bubba Vader. Yeah, I think somebody had a picture of that because I had my baseball cap on. I took the top of it off, and then I put my baseball cap on and walk around. What y'all doing down here?
Bubba Vader.
But yeah, we all have those same experiences.
Never told you.
Created some new ones too. I mean, we've met a lot of interesting characters in the midnight launch lines too.
Yep,
that was always fun because like all the fans, they were there for that one thing, and we were able to banter back and forth and have fun just for the few hours that we were in line.
Well, and the thing I want to, I always remember, especially at that point, the hype behind episode 1. It's back. Something we thought was never coming back. And here it is. Honestly, it even started with the special editions. When they came back in theaters, and then getting that opportunity to see all 3 of those. Saw, and oddly enough, I think I saw each one at a different theater. If I'm not, well, no, I saw Empire and Return at the Grove in Oak Ridge. For those that remember that one,
The Grove Theater,
little 3 auditorium theater.
Yeah.
But A New Hope, I think I saw
Ninja Turtles
at Hall Cinema 7.
Yeah, we would go to halls for a few of those showings.
Yeah. And I'll always remember seeing Return of the Jedi with Dad at the Grove, and then us walking out with those special theater edition Luke Skywalkers. That also ended up being worthless. Actually, the bubbles on both of those just weak glue fell clean off over time. I still kept I still kept those. But yeah, that really, I think, kind of reinvigorated that. And the thing I remember, I know the prequels get their share of hate. And while we saw them, while we watched them, and there's a lot of points I don't disagree with some of the assessments on them. I don't. But it was coherent. Like, you still understood so much of the why. There was still, you knew where you were going and why it was being connected, how it was being connected to the original trilogy.
You could see the vision.
Right. And that's where, like I said, I'll never knock anybody that doesn't like the prequel trilogy, because I understand the criticisms. I don't disagree with some of them at all.
Well, I mean,
but at least they connected to one another.
The story was coherent, except for the one part between episodes 2 and 3, where you had how long of the Clone Wars that they didn't even cover. It's like, begun the Clone Wars have, and then we're at the end. Execute Order 66.
Yeah, at the time there was definitely a big disconnect there.
Show.
And I think a lot of us at that time had really hoped that, like, we'd have got a lot more Clone Wars than what we got.
Yep.
Although, and this is a point I always argue, is if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, you're missing out. Because
the animated ones are.
Because one, I mean, the Clone Wars, every season of it feels like the Star Wars we grew up with. The fun is there, the magic's there, the lore is there, the continuity, the swashbuckling space adventure is there. But there's a lot of deep episodes too, and there's a lot of really, there's pretty dark stuff in it too. But I've always argued the Clone Wars makes the prequels better. Like, when you watch the Clone Wars and fit that in, there's the prequels still have their weak points, but it makes it better.
Yeah.
When you pair it with it.
Oddly, you want to know who actually kind of turned me on to watching some of the Clone Wars? The animated was my father-in-law. Strangely enough. Like, he was watching them, and he was like, "These are good. you might want to watch these." Okay.
It's just a good TV show.
Well, they did the movie first, right? The animated movie.
Yeah,
which was not very well received.
So,
I've actually still never seen.
I remember.
I actually sat down because I didn't watch it in
War
theaters, but I did watch it later after it was on streaming. I think it was on Netflix, and
I remember going to the theater that one. I I was dating a girl, took her out to the movies. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go see the Clone Wars. She's like, cool. We're walking up to the theater, and she stopped, and she looked at the poster, and she's like, "Is this animated?" I'm like, yes. I'm like, you're taking me to an animated movie. Like, yes. We were the only two adults without kids. The entire theater.
And this
She
is when
was
Joey
pissed.
knew that she was not a keeper.
Yeah, she was so mad.
Good. Stay mad.
Yep. She can go away.
Yep. That's when Joey knew she was not a keeper.
Joey, that was dodging a bullet right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
Look, just looking over into the chat, I'm going to go ahead and say same. I miss, like, especially the Grove Theater. We went and watched a lot of movies when I was younger at the Grove Theater. Alan.
Yeah. No, absolutely, Alan.
That was
so many core movies
and
memories at the Grove.
When it really started going downhill. I mean, I was old enough to know, and it made me sad. Because we'd went and watched all kinds of movies down there. We'd watched the original the Batman.
That's where I saw it as well. Yep.
Yeah, went and saw that there. Went and saw Ghostbusters there. Went and saw Ghostbusters 2 there, I think.
Was the Grove open? Like, when did it shut down?
You weren't born yet.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, you weren't born yet.
No, actually, because one of the things I remember, with it being gone, episode 1 was one of the earlier first big releases at Cinemark when it opened in Oak Ridge.
It was Tinseltown, and they actually, I think they ended up buying a lot of the stuff from the Grove, like the projectors, to put in some of their
auditoriums.
The smaller ones. So, but yeah, so same here. It was a sad day.
Yeah, good theater.
Yeah. There was.
I was going to say the Oliver Springs one. What was the Tri-City, Tri-County?
Tri-County. Yeah,
because
yep,
that's it. I saw New Hope at Tri-County, and then Empire.
It was over there near the skating rink.
Yeah. Yeah, so I saw all three between the big three theaters in the area at the time. Yeah, I remember going to Tri-County and seeing Jurassic Park. That was the big one I saw there.
Tri-County is where we saw Super Mario Brothers, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
The 90s Mario Brothers.
80s Mario Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that one was crazy.
That was an experience. So yeah, I obviously, we've got a lot of core memories, and actually, a quick question for you, Zesty. Did you watch the Clone Wars when it came out? Because you actually were like target peak age for that.
The cartoon or the movie?
Yeah, cartoon.
The cartoon.
Okay, I saw the movie, and it wasn't until many years later that I really had access to it, because we didn't really have the streaming services. We barely had 5 channels of television, because my dad's kind of a cheapskate. You got to remember too, the only time I got to watch like any real cartoons was Saturday mornings, or if I went to my mom and papa's because they had DirecTV.
Okay,
you're welcome. By the way,
but
yeah,
because the reason I ask is you're kind of at that we've all got kind of different experiences of when we onboarded with Star Wars. There's some overlap, but you would have been in that kind of that first group of. The prequel would have been what you would have grew up on. And
Yeah.
you hear a lot of in that
Um,
camp.
Yeah, like I said, the box set was what I watched all the time because we got the box set like 07, 08, because Revenge of the Sith came out in 05.
Yep.
And so, that's when I really like kind of jumped onto the series. But then also, I remember when Clone Wars was coming out and I was hearing a lot about it, but I didn't really get to watch it.
Okay.
But I remember when it came out, and I remember hearing about it and seeing some stuff like on YouTube and stuff every now and again, or hearing from other people about it. And I ended up watching the movie because I think it came on like Cartoon Network or something. I
Yeah.
don't even remember.
Yeah, it was a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, well, I remember watching like the movie, and so like I got to watch the whole movie, Clone Wars, start to finish. But I never really got the opportunity to watch the show. I may have watched an episode here or there, but
Okay.
like I had no idea what was going on because it was like in the middle of the series.
And that could have been really confusing because Clone Wars had a lot of 3-parters.
Yeah.
They actually had very few just standalone single episodes. So.
Well, I remember from the movie, because like I also remember the series like redid what the movie did.
Oh God.
Just in was that Chewbacca's kid?
6 inch busted out the wish Wookie.
It's the Wish Wookie.
That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting because like I was the target audience for it, but I just never got the opportunity. And so,
Okay.
um,
I'm just curious because I mean it's something obviously we're from the older camp, but it's something we hear a lot about is okay, well, yeah, you've got the old school the original trilogy crew, and then you got this whole other crew that that was their their beginning, their foundation for Star Wars. So yeah, I was just curious.
I will say this. Having not seen the originals and then watching the first 3, there's something to it when you don't know what Anakin's going to become and you get to the end and you're just absolutely devastated. Because like I said, I mean, genuinely, like, 7, 8-year-old me didn't know what to do with himself.
Because he's supposed to be, and yeah, at that age, he's supposed to be the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
You were the chosen one.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That like depending on when you watch the movies and in what order, like since you were younger, you watched the prequels first and then experienced the sequels.
Yeah.
So like it creates a different point of view. Like us growing up, we always like thought about, oh, how did Darth Vader become this? And then we heard like little bits of the story here and there. Like I knew that he was burned on a lava planet well before the prequels had even been thought about. Like that was in the lore out in the community sphere.
He'd done battle with Obi-Wan.
With Obi-Wan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all established like outside of the movies. And then the prequels come out and we got to witness that after hearing about that for so many years. But then
someone who you can't turn away from.
I know.
Yeah, that's
it's almost like the story of Reach in Halo. It's like if you played Reach to start with, you have no idea. But like if you played the other games, you're like, everybody has to die here. Like there's no other way to look at it.
Yep.
Everybody has to die.
Yep.
And it's like that was what I also saw somebody else was talking about it. They said the true really good way to watch the series is like watch 1 and 2 and then have them watch the Clone Wars up to like a certain point and then watch 3 and then they can finish the Clone Wars. Because I think Clone Wars goes into him turning into Darth Vader, doesn't it?
The last season sorta there's a episode arc that happens in parallel to episode 3.
Okay.
So like there's actually some videos out on the internet where they splice in the scenes from episode 3 and the Clone Wars. So it's all in chronological order.
That would be cool.
And that's the thing. They did that so well, and especially after sticking with the Clone Wars from beginning to end. That was just as much a gut punch as when Order 66 was executed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you knew damn well it was coming, but
Yeah,
they
because
they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, because you had 7 seasons to get to know the clones and
Yeah.
their story and have, the clones with the personalities, get to know them as characters. And then you're right, it's a gut punch when all that goes down.
Well, it's also really bad because it's like I think that Order 66 would hit even harder if you didn't know it was coming and you watched all of the Clone Wars and then you had to watch episode 3 and watch all of those characters that you got to know and love just die one by one. Like I recently watched the scene where Plo Koon gets blown up by the clones behind him because he's flying in a ship, and he gets hit initially, looks back, sees that it was the clones, and then keeps on going like he didn't even notice. And somebody said there was a line, I think it was in the Clone Wars, where they say, "We're just clones," and he's like, "Not to me, you're not." And
Well, that's just it. Plo Koon, like, he genuinely cared about his clones I think more than any other Jedi Master. I mean, he very much cared for his troopers, and they established that early.
And somebody said it's almost like he thought they did it by accident. And so as he died, he didn't even know that he'd been betrayed because he loved his clones so much. And I was like, wow, that really sucks. Like, that sucks even more than normal.
I don't know. Would you rather go out like that, not knowing?
Yeah,
or go out like Ayala Secula or Abdikia D.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, for Plo Koon, it was good. Having to watch it happen, that sucks.
But that
you were
whole
saying,
scene in episode 3.
No, that's fine. Go ahead, Jason.
Sorry.
No, you're cool.
Just that whole scene in episode 3 was one of the scenes that brought tears to my eyes in the theater. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying there's actually quite a bit of other lore in the books. Again, before the new series that
you mean actual canon?
Yes, actual canon. Before it was the 40 years was vaporized and thrown to the curb. There's a lot of books. I actually read I think I have almost all of them and read through all of them. And there's a lot of extra lore. The Clone Wars stuff has a lot more detail. There's a book on the Death Star. There's really some awesome stuff that just goes deep into the world.
Boba Fett.
So
there was a book on Boba Fett and how he got out of the
Sarlacc.
I think this is a good segue here to begin our transition to, well, what we've alluded to now.
Hold up, before you do, can I remember real quick. I remember having to read pick out a book for school to do a book report on, and one of the books that I did was the basically the history of Darth Maul, and that was a rough read. I don't know if you've ever had to read that or know anything about it, but the upbringing of Darth Maul was pretty brutal. But I mean, like, that's what you expect from Sis anyway. But yeah, sorry to interrupt. I remembered that just now when we were talking about the books.
So Shag, I'll let you call it because only Rumble participants can see your chat.
Yep, I saw that.
Okay, you got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a buddy of mine, 7 String Syndicate. He's a fellow streamer. Check out his stream. He's doing a lot of Warframe and Tekken at the moment.
Okay.
Warframe's
good deal.
Yeah.
Warframe. Talk to Zesty about some Warframe.
Yeah, I still haven't finished the new quest.
I tried to have both chat windows open so I could actually see the Rumble and the YouTube one, but I'm at my parents' house and we have normal cable here, At my apartment, I have the really nice fiber, so I can have all those windows open without getting the robot voices, which is what I was getting. So I had to shut them all down off the computer. I've got the one on the phone, but I can't get to the chat on that.
Yep.
So,
just real quick.
Go ahead.
Go too far. Just the talking on the Clone Wars, the clones, and then they actually did do a new series that I was interested in, which was the Bad Batch. I don't know if anybody watched that one.
I didn't see any of that, but I've heard about it. I heard it was good.
Bad Batch was good. It continues the quality that the Clone Wars had,
and that's what I heard. And that's what it had interest because it brought light to that there were clones who resisted the order, and in some cases snuck out, like took their Jedi counterpart and got the heck out of Dodge with them. So,
and they were hunted down after that.
Yes, by Darth Vader.
Weren't there also some clones that like didn't have the chip implanted because they were like commandos or something like that?
Yeah, the commandos were more the ones that did kind of technically desert after that order.
And I think Bad Batch also, they didn't have the chip, didn't they? Because they were all like technically classified as what's the word?
Well, they were classified as a bad batch.
Yeah. But I was trying to think of another.
Recipe got a little sideways with them boys.
Not to go too much into spoilers, but they were the rejected clones.
Yeah, that's good.
They were rejected.
Yeah, they were the rejects. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yep.
Them tall, lanky mofos.
I haven't seen them. Are they the Knolls, or just a whole separate batch of bad clones? Because the Knolls were like the first group of actual clones, and they were actually rather dangerous, rather independent, and were saved by one of the trainers, one of the Mandalorians.
No, not like. I mean, I'm trying to think of how all that went down. They were basically they were genetic anomalies of clones, but they all had different like abilities. Like one was bigger, one was smarter. You know, they all had something quote unquote wrong with them based on the other clones.
One was a little taller, one was a little shorter.
Yeah.
One was like a wonky donkey.
Now the Knolls had a big series in the books. It was an interesting group.
Well, so for that segue, kind of, and like Obie Joe, you know, you got the books. You had the books. You had a whole slew of books. And as so for part of the segue, yeah, suddenly you come in and somebody just says, "No, you're gone."
No, it literally vaporized. Because when they re-released the 3 new movies, they put the new books out. All of the other books had page after page after page in order of where the books happened, where the movies were.
The timeline was there. It perfectly filled out.
They put the 3 new series out, put a whole bunch of books with it. The timeline was vaporized. Literally, like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and like there's nothing else. It was 1 page of this is what's real now.
Yeah,
that other stuff doesn't exist.
And people wonder why us original, you know, us old timers here get a little bent out of shape and a little pissed off with how things have been handled. When you take something that to us, you know, and I, you know, you always see the comment, well, George Lucas it was never canon to Lucas, or he never liked this, or okay, motherfucker if he didn't like it, he had every opportunity in the world to put a stop to it. He sure didn't care. He didn't dislike it enough to not make money.
Approved. Yeah, it was all supervised and approved, and they reviewed all of those things to make sure that they fit into the story.
Yeah,
and the world.
If he didn't like it, he sure didn't like it not enough to take our money.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where, you know, I mean, absolutely, I think we're well in our right to get pissed off and you know, in a lot of cases say, no, that's not canon. I'm sorry. if the bar is spending $4 billion and then just doing what you want with it, hey, let's pull our money together, win some lotteries. We'll buy Star Wars ourselves. We'll wipe the slate clean again. Who's to stop the next person? Who's to stop the next person from spending, billions and then just say, nah, this
fair,
there was that Saudi prince that tried to buy it.
Better with it.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you end up
where's Elon? Actually, I heard he was looking to buy WWE.
And Games Workshop.
Games Workshop needs it.
So
that would be funny.
But yeah, so that's kind of point number one. Why I think a lot of us guys get a little bent out of shape, especially over the sequel trilogy. And then you look at, Kathleen Kennedy's assassination of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And it was 100% character assassination. You don't tell fans who had roughly 20 years of seeing Luke be one way, and then you shit all over him.
It was a character assassination for all the OG crew.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just bringing Luke to the front of it, but
yeah, Luke
is probably, absolutely.
Yeah, Luke is the most egregious what they did to him. Like, it totally undermines what he did in Jedi and his whole story. And it even undoes the redemption of Anakin.
Oh yeah.
Undoes
like
all
from every narrative story, writing perspective, and we grew up with some old school English teachers. We were taught up in the old ways. It destroys every basic fundamental of how to write a story. That's what you get when you do this writing by committee now, and you just, do one movie at a time without an actual plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my biggest thing is, we had all those years. I mean, to me, and I'll use Shadows of the Empire. Shadows of the Empire, for all intents and purposes, to me, was a new Star Wars movie when it hit. It had toys, comics, the book, a soundtrack, the game. I mean, I played the shit out of that game for N64. It was a new movie to me. How do you say that's not canon when you're cashing in on the toys and all of that? And I actually finally sat down and read the book recently, and because really I just kind of lived off the game and the comics and the toys, but having read through the whole book, it's just like it's such a good book, and it fits in the traditional Star Wars sense, the swashbuckling, space adventure, what Lucas intended Star Wars to be.
I'm gonna quick over to the chat real quick, but the sequel trilogy had real potential. Some of the characters, I'll actually agree with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I think more than a few of the characters had really good potential, and they completely just trashed them.
And that's the thing. And everybody, immediately, we throw our hatred towards the sequel trilogy and everything, and you're immediately just, all the different isms they want to throw at you over it. It's like, no. It's they shit on the original characters. If they just had the original characters usher in these new ones, because I get Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, they were all older. They absolutely could have been the seniors of the galaxy. They didn't have to do what they did to them, where it's like, so what did you do for 30 fucking years?
Yeah.
If they had them be basically their, the book versions of them at an older stage of life, they could have easily brought in those others.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, I don't understand the whole fact of all the books that you had for Luke Skywalker, the portions of him going and going to the dark side, being rescued back from the dark side, becoming, what is it, a gray Jedi, where he stands kind of on the, on the fence of both, and
Well, and
pushing that story, that narrative, to where they passed that along, that would have been a good wrap up point to say, here was Anakin. He was the one who was supposed to bring balance to the Force, but it was actually his son and daughter, that brought it to fruition. They didn't do that. Not at all.
Yeah, the books. Luke got married. Mara Jade. He had a kid named Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Han and Leia got married. Had twins and another son.
well, that's
Gina and Jason.
one of the common ones is, well, you just don't like strong women. It's like, I love Mara Jade.
She was awesome.
But she had, and I've just recently finally sat down and read the actual Thrawn trilogy. She had an outstanding arc that you love to watch her grow and become this, and her relationship with Luke, versus Rey's just, hey, magically just, you've been isolated on a planet this whole time, had no idea you had Force powers, and then suddenly you can do all this stuff with that. It truly is the whole Mary Sue thing, and then they throw shade back at us because it's like, no, that's not it. She just should have. She had no arc. They stopped Finn's dead in his tracks.
I was about to say, Finn, that one made me more upset than the others, because you see him light the lightsaber and you're like, oh, he's Force sensitive, and then they're just like, nah.
No, he spends the rest of the movie and the rest of the next movie screaming for Rey.
Yep.
I gotta tell you something, but we ain't gonna get to that.
No?
Yeah, that upset me too, because I feel like Finn
never got to that.
Had a great setup. He could have been a great character.
Yeah.
Well, and I remember people complaining like Finn in the books was like a super secret operative, and it's like, it would have been really cool, even if they didn't have him be that from the beginning, if he transitioned into that role. Like where he was just this, basically going through missions and becoming like this super operative, I guess you could say. I think that would have been a really fun thing, but
no, I get, okay, maybe. And I'm not ever going to say that the actual canon, every idea was great. I mean, I don't think anybody will sit and die on a hill that every single original book from the 90s and 2000s was fantastic. Every idea, no, there was some crap in there. Disney didn't have to use all of it.
For instance.
Oh gosh, I still don't like the Vong.
It was a good series though. It was pretty
really
intense. Yeah, I like those books.
Okay, maybe I just need to give it a different shake, another stab at it. I just remember at that time.
I just don't like her concept.
And then Anakin.
Yeah.
And Jason went bad.
Well, but that's the thing too. You had arcs for these characters. Then you developed them, and stuff happened. There were stakes. There was consequences.
Yeah, one of the first books in the series, they killed off Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
You got hit by a moon.
You did. Yeah. I mean, there was so much stuff.
But one thing, and this is what stuck with me as I've read the Thrawn trilogy, was, again, the whole concept, the whole idea of it feeling like that swashbuckling space adventure that Star Wars was supposed to be and should be. And it's just been gone with everything that Disney has done.
He was a dangerous big bad in that trilogy.
Yeah.
That dude was scary.
And that's honestly what I consider one of Filoni's fumbles, was the Ahsoka show. Because, man, you had that build up and you're like, here we go. And it took half the damn series to get to Thrawn. And then it's just, it just fell flat. And Rebels was good. But I don't know. So here's where I'm, obviously, the past 2 weeks, Kathleen Kennedy has finally stepped away after years and rumors of it happening, needing to happen, should have happened.
Hallelujah!
So here's my thing with it.
Not yet.
Here's my thing with it. Why the fuck did she get to stick around so damn long? Any major business, when you tank a franchise like what you've done, when you stop making money, they have a responsibility to fix the issue. You're not being fiscally responsible when you don't fix the issue. And literally every toy, tie-in comic, whatever, that was based off of her sequel trilogy or any of the stuff she made, bombed out. It didn't sold. It was in the Walmart clearance aisles. But that's why you still see prequel trilogy, Clone Wars trilogy, Rebels, original trilogy. I think I said original trilogy. All of that stuff, the Darth Vader, the Luke figures, the Anakin figures, the Obi-Wan figures, they're still flying off the shelves. You destroyed everything. Your box office receipts tanked. And the only thing that worked was the stuff that Filoni was still doing and what Favre did with The Mandalorian. And I still maintain she got jealous and she intentionally tanked it. I think she interfered with the third season of Mandalorian. She interfered with Book of Boba Fett because notice at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, there is a perfect ending. We got the Luke we asked for. We got the Luke we wanted.
Yep.
Holy shit, it was going somewhere.
And then the next
that put chills all up my fucking spine to see Luke coming down that hallway, that damn glove on his hand, that green saber being wielded the way it was. I had chills down my spine and tears in my eyes thinking, thank you for everything on that. And that was, holy crap.
Oh yeah, I was crying watching that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. This is the Luke we want. And my understanding, and of course, Book of Boba Fett comes out next, and they totally walk back that ending to season 2 of Mandalorian. And my understanding is, their intent was, Grogu was off. He was going to go train with Luke. It wasn't really supposed to continue to be Mandalorian and Grogu. And then Mandalorian season 3 comes out, and like Mando is he just stands around. Here's the Darksaber. And I know they had a story with it and all that, and had kind of a lore reason to make it happen, but it was just like, what are we doing? It lost that fun. It lost the feel that the first 2 seasons had. And I think she interfered. She was jealous. It wasn't fitting what she wanted. And I think the same thing happened with Ahsoka. And because honestly, you were just spinning our wheels with Ahsoka.
I was going to say, I enjoyed Ahsoka, but I will say this: the part that I enjoyed the most about it actually wasn't Ahsoka. It was the who's the Sith character? Big guy.
Balin Skull.
Balin, yes. Him. I loved his character.
But I did too. But it was 8 episodes that got us really. We moved 5 feet. We went 5 feet forward, like cat butt.
Don't need that.
And that was the thing. It's just like we took 8 episodes to do. That's it. That's as far as we got. All this hype, all this build up, and that's the only place you got us. And I don't know. The optimist in me is saying, okay, Filoni's in charge now. Filoni has obviously done some great stuff. Some fantastic Star Wars. I think deep down he gets it. he gets a very narrow window with me to course correct.
Yeah.
Because and basically demonstrate, okay, are you truly in charge now? I'm going to do what you want. And were you just towing the line to keep your job? And I can get that. I can respect that. Okay, maybe he was delaying in some of this stuff until Kathleen Kennedy retired, and then maybe he could get the reins and course correct. That's my hope. That's being the optimist.
Yeah,
but he gets a narrow window to prove it.
That's my hope as well. And it all depends on what his next project under his leadership turns out to be. If he continues what Kathleen has already set out and doesn't roll back her original plans, then we knew that he was captured from the beginning and he's not the savior of anything.
Yeah.
But if, as soon as he gets into power, if he undoes all of that and comes out and says, look, we know we haven't been doing stories up to the fans' expectations and quality. We're going to reverse course and make it right. If he doesn't make a statement like that, that's going to be very worrying.
Yeah. And I still sit on the I want the sequel trilogy erased. Or put it off into its own timeline, use the
World Between Worlds.
World Between Worlds, yeah.
Yep.
To retcon that, course correct. It's there.
It's there, and I almost feel that Dave wrote that into Rebels as kind of a get out of jail free card, just in case.
Yeah.
As much as I hate introducing time travel and dimensional stuff to Star Wars, because I feel it's better served in other franchises.
Yeah.
And it's always used as kind of a get out of jail free. We're kind of at that point where something drastic needs to happen to get this back on course, or else we're not going to have a Star Wars anything for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah. And come back in and come back to the Mando timeline and bring it recast. I don't obviously you can't. Again, the original actors are old or unfortunately now gone. Or just cranky. I'm really growing to dislike Harrison Ford.
He's always been like that, though.
Curled up his damn ass.
He hated that movie. He hated Star Wars. He wanted to die in the first one. He did not want to come back for any additional movies. He's always hated that role.
Look, I get...
Because God forbid it gets paid.
Right? I get actors wanting to do other projects and wanting to explore and all that, but don't bite the hand that feeds you, and don't shit on the people that made you where you are.
Especially when you spend your middle of your career in the 90s and early 2000s making rom-coms.
Right.
And dramas.
Kindness goes a long way. Yeah, maybe you don't like the character. Maybe you wish it would end. But is a little kindness going to kill you? You're going to show up, you're going to do your little bit for a little bit, and then you're going to go off to flying your helicopter and eating at pizza in downtown. I mean, so
just a little gratitude. I feel like a lot of those actors just don't have the gratitude for what these series have given them.
Right. And and we've met our fair share.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
them, for the status that it gave them.
The prequels in particular, a lot of those actors caught all kinds of crap and just ridiculed and mocked and just destroyed online because people didn't like them. And now the sequel trilogy is even worse. And all of those actors are out of a job. Nobody wants them anymore because it was so bad with them in it. Has ruined their careers.
Yeah. Hey, at least one positive from the sequel trilogy is definitely made the prequels look a lot better for those that had their issues and beef with it.
I never had an issue with the prequels.
I didn't. But I do respect some of the criticism on it. And I'm with you. I enjoyed them. I liked them. I still had fun with it. But I'm definitely not. Like I said, I respect criticism. But I just Filoni's got a very narrow window that I'll give him, and it really, the sequel trilogy has to go. There to me, and there's no way forward with it. If you're not making money off of it, if it's continuing to not sell, like, you've got to do something. And yeah, recast. I'm fine with recasting, or even do a Clone Wars style animated series where you can continue to have adventures with Luke, Leia, and Han. But give us and I would even be okay with a merging of kind of like the Thrawn trilogy books, the original Thrawn trilogy, with the Rebels group. Bring it all together. You could really make some magic.
Yeah, I feel like their animated series are the only way that they can get in, because it's low hanging fruit. They're already producing a lot of animated stuff anyway. I mean, we've got a new Darth Maul series coming out. That's the space that they could do to where you don't have to recast the actors. You can just animate them. No one's going to care if you get a different voice actor to play these characters, but you can still tell those stories. And that's what they need now is... I see that.
They need to make a rated R
Vader. But that's not a bad idea. If you go off the ending of not Andor, but Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Just a whole movie of Vader hunting down rebels.
I'd watch that.
Hunting down Jedi.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
And continue to drive home the darkness that he became.
Yep.
Absolutely. I'd be in favor of that.
Well, I mean, it's like there's stories of how the Emperor was constantly sending like assassins to try to kill him. Mm-hmm. Catch him off guard and try to kill him, and he killed. I mean, he killed a lot of people, but he killed a lot of people that were sent to kill him by the Emperor himself. So it was pretty constant.
Which, speaking of Rogue One and Andor, that does fit in a weird place for me, because I loved Rogue One. I really did.
I have not. One, though, that was kind of a hard watch because it was, you knew the ending. Because I mean, they say a lot of good people died to get this. The plans to the Death Star.
Well, that was the Bothans for the second Death Star.
Yeah. Nobody cares about the Bothans.
Yeah. They pretty much spent a whole movie just to justify the opening of A New Hope, to show why they were being chased. And overall, I thought they did a pretty good job. Like, I enjoyed Rogue One for what it was.
Yes.
And I enjoyed
Rogue One felt like it felt more Star Wars than what we had just got with the other crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I have not finished Andor. I've watched a lot of scenes of Andor. And it's just...
I haven't finished season 2, but I thoroughly enjoyed season 1 as like something different.
Yeah. And what makes it difficult for me is because it is so different. It almost makes it not fit.
I can see that. Yeah.
With it's, and then I have on the other side with Andor and Rogue One, we don't have Kyle Katarn.
Yeah.
And that's tough because Kyle Katarn is another one of those dark forces, man. Again, that prime of the Lucasfilm or LucasArts games
from the EU. That's my favorite character.
Yeah,
because I grew up playing Dark Forces. And
we wore that shit out.
Oh yeah. We would play like Jedi Academy with the lightsaber mods to where you could like chop limbs off.
Yeah,
because that wasn't part of the regular game. But they had mods where you could do that in multiplayer. That was so much fun.
Is that kind of like when we used to play Rune and we'd cut somebody's arms off and then just not touch them and just let them run around the map trying to die? Somebody kill me quick. No, don't kill him. Don't kill him.
But that's another area of their failing. The Star Wars games of that time, they made you feel like a starfighter pilot. They made you feel like a Jedi. Like even with the tech, the limited tech of the time, with Jedi Academy,
made you feel like you was getting ready to break your controller.
Well, yeah. And then now it's like none of the games maintain that.
Yeah, they can't even do
Galaxy
games right
has
now.
been-
I mean, what's that one that was really? Was it Outlaw? What was
Oh,
the name of that
yeah.
Jedi game or
Outlaws.
that
Yeah.
Star Wars game that absolutely just bombed the shit out of itself?
Yeah.
I skipped it. I was not even interested. There was zero interest in it, especially coming off of like Jedi Outcast, which is a great game. Like Cal Kestis is another great character that came out of the quote Disney canon.
And I would be fine with merging him into some
Yeah.
sort of new lore that reshapes things. That we could bring the two back together.
It
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
cool to see him, like a movie about him as the main
Yeah, I was going to
character.
say I would actually like to see a movie about
I
Cal.
think I've heard he actually wants to. The actor.
But also
because
a
the
side
actor
note,
is a one-to-one like capture of who's in the game. Like he's the perfect fit because he is the actor. He is Cal
Yeah.
Kestis.
Like I said, I think I've heard he actually wants to. Like he's there. Do it.
And he
And
can get hooked up with that Sith witch.
Yeah.
quick side note. If you remember earlier, Jerm was talking about Luke fighting Vader and then having to fight him again later and getting the crap kicked out of him.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing something about Kyle Kettis in fighting Vader in the games, and Vader just absolutely just beats the piss out of him.
Cal Kestis is outmatched. It's one of the best
through
scenes from the first game.
Yeah, you go through this whole game getting stronger and better, and you're fighting tougher enemies, and you basically start to become like an immovable force, and then Vader just comes and just absolutely puts him in his place. And so it really is funny because it's like, I feel like, especially with the old movies, I don't even think they really do him as much justice as he really deserves.
They did.
It wasn't until like the animated stuff that they really, and like the comics and stuff, that they really do Vader justice.
Well, and it's one of those things you just, it is what it is. It was a product of the time and what they could do. Yeah, it's. But I'm with you.
Understand?
I'm with you. I you know what he can really do, and I guess that's where you get by with a good argument. That's like, well, with Luke, he was holding back.
Yeah,
he was absolutely holding back.
Well, and it's like that's the thing is like, if Luke had actually had to fight him, especially when like he first met Luke would be dead in seconds, if that. It's like, because that's the thing is like even at the end, I don't think Luke could have beat him like in the sixth or in the final movie.
In the final movie, no, but in the book canon, when he as Jedi Grandmaster, he was immensely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
immensely powerful.
Well, and so that brings up to me another knock on the sequel. Rey, there's no world where Rey should have been able to get away with beating Kylo in the first one, even remotely surviving that encounter.
There's no way that Kylo should have took a caster bolt to the back, not died.
Unarmored.
You get stabbed in the chest with a lightsaber and you're cool. You're just down for a little while. Everything's fine.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, Darth Maul did get chopped in half and he lived. So,
but Obi-fucking-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get chopped in half by someone, it might as well be Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
The thing is it just goes to show Kylo Ren apparently didn't either pay attention in training or fell asleep during training, or he just flat out sucked a donkey's dick when it come to wielding the Force in a lightsaber. Because Rey should not have done a damn thing to touch him.
Yep.
Period.
Not even a little bit.
You set the precedence up that he literally stopped a blaster bolt midair.
Yeah. Motherfucker stops a blaster bolt midair and holds it there while he sits there and has a casual conversation with Max Sydow or whatever the fuck his goddamn name was, but he can't beat Rey in a lightsaber duel.
Well, see that right there again. You go against conventional writing. Like, you establish stuff early with characters. You establish, character abilities, or you leave little cookie crumbs that you revisit. You establish something like that, him stopping a damn blaster bolt with the Force, and then you just totally destroy that. You break it. Like,
Yeah.
It's like you forgot what you wrote 10 paragraphs ago.
Movie.
They did it because it was a cool looking scene at the time.
yeah.
They
I
did
mean,
it for the
honestly,
spectacle.
that's the crux of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, they make movies these days for short attention spans. They want people to be like, "Oh, that was a really cool scene," and then they move on to the next thing and completely
Never
forget.
give a thought.
Never give a thought.
It's
That's
too much.
That's how they make the streaming shows too.
It's too much brain rot attitude. It's like you gotta. It's like, oh, cool, scroll, cool, scroll.
It's also because these writers and creatives, they learned their craft in college and didn't use their own passion for storytelling to come up with anything original. They went to college
God
to learn
knows,
how to write.
You know what they teach in college now.
Oh, I do.
Right? Yeah.
I do.
So, and here's where the flack's going to start falling: is why did Rey beat Kylo Ren? Because girl fucking power. That's why. That's why. You want a strong female character? Rey is not how you fucking do it. Leia is how you do it. Samus Aran from Metroid is how you do it. Ripley from Alien is how you do it.
Alita, Battle Angel.
Not with what
Alita
Rey
was
pulls off.
sick.
Alita was a good movie.
Alita, Battle Angel.
I still to this day think that is like one of the only successful anime like live action adaptations.
I'm still waiting for they kept talking up a second one, and I
They
really
still
hope
talk
they do.
about having a second one.
But Janigan's right. When they all came out with Kathleen Kennedy wearing their The Force's female shirts, I'm sorry, it ain't us. They came out clearly
wrong.
They clearly came out with an agenda. But hey, they get the microphone, so they get to set the tone. They get to set the pace and try and play all put all these isms and things and names on us. And it's like, no.
And they hide behind those insults to hide their poor writing.
And Kathleen's stupid ass did it on the way out still, when she was still blaming the toxic fans. And no, I'm sorry, we're the real fans. And I'll just say what I have said for years. You're not a real fan if you like the sequel trilogy, because that shit is not canon.
Please,
but
do not misunderstand me or take me wrong when I say those things, because there is nothing wrong with a strong female character. Yes, have them. We should have more of them. Fantastic.
But follow the regular conventions of writing and have them have a character arc and develop them like Mara fucking Jade.
Yeah, we've already given examples.
Make them strong because.
Yeah, we've already given examples of those strong female characters that are written properly and, have an arc that you can get behind. Like, I can't relate to Rey because she's good at everything. Like
immediately. With no build-up.
With no build-up, no training.
I mean,
it's just good.
It hell, even fucking Anakin, the chosen one, lost a damn hand. Lost his forearm on. Yeah. I mean, even he got his humble pie.
He didn't beat Dooku until Dooku was like an old man. Like Dooku was decrepit in that third movie.
Oh no,
he has character.
Dooku was in his 80s in episode 2.
He was an expert swordsman.
Yeah,
an expert.
If you want to look at Jedi ages, Qui-Gon Jinn was in his 60s. Dooku was in his 80s in episode 2. Dooku taught Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm.
And Darth Maul.
So there you go.
Whipped everybody.
Kathleen still went out dying on that hill in that interview. And I was just like, no, piss off. 100% piss off. You still can't own.
This isn't for you. The people who are upset, this isn't written for you. They're right. Yeah. It was not.
I love that one.
I went to the first sequel. I was I was very upset and irritated and offended. I went to the second one. And in the second one, we were in the theater. They had this big preview about your heroes, and they're showing all the old people. Like, we respect your heroes. Like, you murdered ours in the last movie. I'm like, in the theater, this guy in front of me is just cracking up. I'm like, you killed them. I refused to go to the third one. I was like, I'm not doing it. The only reason I went is because Jeremy had an extra ticket.
I'm about to say, I remember you going with us.
I was going to say, you did go with us.
I did, because there was an extra ticket.
And I believe the words that came out of your mouth were, and I'll quote, I've rode this ship this far, I might as well see it to the bottom of the ocean.
I haven't watched.
And here's the thing, even if I wanted to.
Since then, I haven't purchased any of the movies. I have not in the store. I haven't purchased any of the other shows. The only show that I saw was Solo, because I got the DVD at a flea market for $1. That's it.
And because it was at a flea market, not a cent went to Disney.
I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I haven't watched Boba Fett. I haven't watched any of them.
Don't watch Boba Fett.
Disney murdered it, and I'm done.
After Boba Fett, I watched Ahsoka. I enjoyed Ahsoka. I especially liked the part up where she actually gets to speak to Anakin.
Oh.
And I enjoyed that. But after that came out, I discontinued Disney Plus. I just turned it off. Quit paying for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. I did watch the Luke Vader, or the Luke scene on a clip. That's it. I haven't. I refuse to support it, and I refuse to give it to him.
Unless something changes, and we'll let you know if we feel confident that if we feel confident that things have shifted, we will let you know. But that's fine, and that's the only way they're going. I think they're only sooner or later, and so the point you make about what's not made for you. And the thing I want to throw back at that then is, okay, well then refund me all the fucking money I've given you over the years to support you to this point so you can continue making it. Just write me a big fucking check.
Who the fuck was it made for?
Write me a big fucking check and give me my money back.
Well, whoever it was written for didn't show up because the box office has been bombing out.
And that's the thing. You can make stuff to start to to keep the audience going. Clone Wars is proof of that, because that was perfect for the elementary, middle school age kids. At that era to get introduced and build on Star Wars. You can make stuff to grow and build out and keep the things going, but you're just an idiot if you think you can shit on the people that got you where you are. You've got to throw them a bone. You've got to keep them happy. Well, and honestly, at this point, at our age, we're the ones who are making the damn money to keep buying the shit. and that's where my line is now. I've actually bought a decent bit of Star Wars stuff lately. Just a few little things to kind of decorate the collection. It's all really off camera right now, but what I buy is strictly original trilogy, true canon. Because I've bought the Heir to the Empire version of Thrawn, not the Ahsoka version of Thrawn, the Heir to the Empire version of Thrawn. Yep. I bought the Black Series Shadows of the Empire figures of Prince Shizor and Dash Rendar. I have bought original trilogy Black Series Princess Leia and some other stuff. I bought the Legacy, the Vintage Collection, Darth Vader TIE Fighter, and Luke's X-Wing. I buy the stuff that is purely from the original trilogy. That's the message I'm sending. And then the other stuff can go straight to the clearance aisle. And I see it every time I go to Walmart. Good Lord, the shelf warming crap for, the absolute Hindenburg that was the Acolyte.
The power of many.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Just
There's
for
another girl power.
the to critique it, to properly 100% critique it. I tried to watch it and I had to stop. I finally just had to stop. It was so disastrously bad. And actually, the power of one, the power of many was when I stopped. I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm out.
Because it was written by theater kids.
Was that the part where the Sith witches gave birth using the Force?
Oh yeah, it was a total.
It wasn't special at all.
It was a total Kathleen Kennedy trying to retcon, Anakin.
We got better Anakins.
And try to allude to, well, they were already trying it. They were already doing stuff. Yeah. That was Kathleen Kennedy and Harvey Weinstein's secretary attempting shit. Or whatever she was.
Former assistant.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, I like
the one that was scheduled at 3 a.m. with prospective female actors.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. How fucking jaded do you have to be to sit and wait as long as you have, like Kathleen Kennedy, to finally get, control of the ship and just drive it straight into, the ravine.
Straight to bedrock, baby.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. You go back and you watch a bunch of old movies and her name will pop up. Right there, one of the first names to pop up at the credits of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And it's like you were around phenomenal talent. And you were just so blinded by your agenda and hatred and jealousy. This is what you choose to do. You don't learn from masters of their craft and figure out how to be a good
she
steward.
saw it.
She saw it and worked with them. I mean, unless the only thing she was doing, was
she was sitting back there in a damn producer's chair or whatever, flicking the bean is what she was doing.
Yeah. Or just handing off cups of coffee, and somehow, they gave her with some other things, a producer's credit. Because she didn't learn a damn thing.
She's allegedly she started off as a camera operator and then got moved into producing. And then I think there was an interview with Spielberg, because I saw a video on this recently. And Spielberg basically said that Kathleen would give like story ideas for whatever production that they were doing. And Spielberg's like, she can't write. None of this is good.
Obviously.
But she's tenacious. And that's why she kept her job.
She's a classic example of failing upward.
Yeah.
You see it. We've all seen it.
And it's rubbed off on everyone in Lucasfilm at the moment.
Yeah. Numerous industries and fields, and you see it all the time, failing upward. Just fire the fucker. Instead of, we can't do anything with them here, so let's just pump them up. Why is that an option?
Somebody else will deal with it.
You
It's
suck
fine.
at operating a camera. We're going to make you a producer.
What do you produce?
Shit.
Got to produce something.
Hey, I've waited a long time, but hey, you know what? Here we are. Good fucking riddance to her ass. I hate the damage she's done, and unfortunately, we may be at a point of no return because she's taken so long to get there. But good fucking riddance.
Yeah, may the Force go fuck you.
In alignment with tonight's episode title, go fuck y'all.
Well, it looks like we are closing in on the 2-hour mark.
I'm about to say, I think we have achieved our goal. We're there.
I don't know. My timer says almost 7 hours.
I don't know about you, but I feel
Y'all
better.
been running this for a while?
I do feel better. No, we haven't, but damn.
It says 6 hours, 54 minutes for me.
That's a hell of a stream.
No, that's lying.
We had a lot to get off our chest, okay? And
yeah.
You were really, really late.
I was super late.
All right, I'm looking in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, I do want to call out the some of the chat tonight. That was pretty handy dandy. I appreciate that. Looks like we've lost.
And then it just went back up.
Yep, just went back up. We lost a few,
no,
then we gained a few.
no, and
I've been watching it. It's like it goes up and then down and then up and then down. It's like people are tabbing off and then it says, "Oh, they're gone now."
Yep.
Hey, it's
Well, another
that's the
one.
nature of a live stream.
But
But
I there was a couple cool comments. Like somebody said they'd like to see a remaster of like the original 3, and I think that would be really cool. Like where they just
don't
redo
need
the
it.
fight scenes, not like
You don't need it. There's 50 years now of history. Write another story. Stop redoing them. Make something new. You're talking about earlier Vader. You've got the end of Jedi. You've got the whole space in between where he was just a little bit of stuff. You've got end of Episode 3 and New Hope. You got a huge window in there. You want to write a trilogy? Write a trilogy about Vader.
There's like
Do something about that.
20
You've got the
years.
Thrawn trilogy. You got the Thrawn duology. The Jedi Academy. There's a lot of other stuff. You
got
don't
the
have
Old
to keep
Republic.
doing the same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I would like to see a movie on. Have you seen the comics? Because they've got comics now on him getting his crystal for his lightsaber. Have you seen those? They're fantastic. He has to go through and like he ends up wearing the mask of I think Darth Revan, and almost getting possessed by him. And
The results were bad news.
yeah, and then he also because you have to corrupt the kyber crystal, right? And the kyber crystal fights back and like basically shows him a vision of him going back and apologizing to like Obi-Wan and basically turn him back to the light side of the Force, only for him to crush it immediately and kill Obi-Wan in his vision. And it's like, I mean, cat butt. But I mean, I would love to see a movie on that.
Either that or it's a small hairy brontosaurus while keeps walking in front of his camera.
Because in that same comic, I think it also shows him finding out that that Palpatine killed Princess
Padme.
or not Princess Leia. Crap, I can't. Padme, thank you. Yeah, and then that Luke and Leia were still alive. So I think that would be a really cool movie to see.
There's a lot of different things that they could explore.
Yeah.
But yeah, in kind of closing, and kind of what 6 Inch was at, it's thank you for everyone for tuning in tonight and listening, providing commentary and
call out to 7 String Syndicate and Badget 83 and I Live in a Box. If you're still watching, thanks.
I live in a box too.
And of course, Alan.
Oh yeah, and always our
consistent viewer,
most consistent viewer,
right?
Is Mr. Allen or Midnight 55.
So no, I think that's it. I think I'm kind of good there. Yeah, that's it. We've talked about this one for a long time. It's off our chest. To hell with Kathleen Kennedy. Good riddance.
Fuck that bitch.
Get her. Get her gone.
Maybe there's some bright days ahead. I hope so. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep dusting off my old stuff. Watch it. Be happy. My daughter loves watching Star Wars. Has come to me numerous times and says, "I want to watch Star Wars." And right now, that's the only one she's going to watch.
So
we're going to leave it. No, seriously, I'm just going to leave it at that. She enjoys that. She loves R2 right now, and that's all she needs right now. And I will control and slowly build this out in a way that creates a real fan.
There you go.
And what it should be, and respect, the franchise, and not well, I just started this yesterday, and I'm going to make all these changes and things, and this is how it should be. And it's like, no, 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 no. It's like coming in, to Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, and suddenly, just reading the Cliff Notes version and wanting to write something new, and it's completely counter to what it is. Like, no, I welcome new fans, but you got to start with book one, movie one, whatever, you've got to start there. I hope that cat don't fart in your face. That'd suck.
I kind of hope it does.
Or have the fiery poops all over your keyboard.
Remember that episode of South Park? Are you about to start cheesing?
Ronnie, I have one quick little story. You said R2D2. I got to meet Kenny Baker at one of the conventions. So I was talking to him and getting his autograph and picture and stuff. And Lou Ferrigno came up and was talking to him. And then he turned around to walk away, and Kenny said something to him, and he just kept walking. And he's like, that's kind of rude. Like, what? He's like, wait, was talking to me and walked away. Like, he's deaf. He's like, what? Lou Ferrigno's deaf. Like, he reads lips? He couldn't hear you. He's like, that makes a lot more sense.
I remember you telling that story. Yeah.
He's deaf as a hammer. He's not gonna hear you.
Well, on that, ending on a happy note, I'll say I've got a great Peter Mayhew story. Met him a couple years before he passed, and he was just fantastic, just absolutely
nice.
Fantastic. And
No.
my wife and I, we got the autograph, and we went around the table to get a picture with him, and his wife took my phone to take the picture, and it just kind of kept going. Like she kept, I'm like, okay, this. And sometimes, you get like, okay, do they not know how to work my phone? What's going on? It's happened numerous times over the years. And finally, she pulls the phone down, looks at him, and she's like, seriously, be serious. Come on. And that's when it dawns on me. He had been making silly, goofy faces, and we get our phone back, and I've just got a gag reel of silly faces from him. And I will always remember that. It just means the world to me. And Peter was he was fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. He was very, very friendly, very polite.
Look at the presentation that I got presentating right now. That was this past weekend. Me and my wife took a little trip, and AMC was playing the original trilogy back to back. And so we sat there and literally watched all three movies. So, and she had never watched them, actually. Never really sat and watched them. So I was getting to explain, this is what this is. This is what this is. And she's like, okay, well, what are they doing now? It's like, oh, well, they're doing this. It was a lot of fun. But
they're living a happy life in their movies, unaware of the suck that is going to approach in the next sequels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I'll tell you what. If you read any of the books, whether the years and years of books, I wouldn't want to be friends with Luke, Leia, or Han. I wouldn't want to be anywhere associated with them. I don't want to know them. I don't want to be anywhere around them.
That freaking cat.
Because every time something bad happens, they're there.
They're magnets for it. It's like John McClane.
Magnets for bad things. You don't want to be their friends. You don't want to hang out with them. You don't want to go get drinks. You're dead. Something bad's going to happen. It's bad news.
That's like being a red shirt in Star Trek.
Pretty much.
It's like,
I'm going to stand over here.
Everything bad that happens in that universe is rolled in right around those three. All the time.
there's something to be said about being the chosen one and also being the one that all the bad shit happens to.
I think they're kind of synonymous, ain't they?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's like every story that has like a chosen one, that's what happens. They just get rolled up into the most awful crap for the rest of the show or whatever it is.
So, all right. Any other final thoughts? I'm good.
I think we're good.
All right.
I'll get you some pictures and stuff for the next one.
Yeah.
Share.
That'll be good. I'm going to go ahead and call our next episode because I feel like we've got a lot we could talk about. But I do feel like our next one we should dive, maybe hell dive.
How about a nice cup of Liberty?
We have had so much fun with that game the past few months. I think that needs to be our next episode. Absolutely. So that'll conclude our Star Wars.
Come in on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that could be our next one. But otherwise, thank you everyone for tuning in. If there's no additional thoughts, we'll wrap it there.
Good to go.
All right. I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage.
And don't forget to mute your phone, your microphone.
Don't forget to mute yourself. We're still learning the Rumble
Goodbye,
Studio.
Double K.
Our apologies.
Whore.